that's it, right? We're at that point in your careers. And let me just say, look, at this point, I feel like I'm just basically talking to a bunch of college kids, okay? Um, this whole high school thing, it's done. You guys are done with high school, with K through 12, with 13 years of your life. Public education, congratulations. It's a great accomplishment. But you're not done yet. And what comes next, Marina? Well, look, in the beginning of the semester, I had you guys planning on and setting up a plan to get yourself some transportation, okay, for college. I had you guys planning on and setting up some ideas on, like, where are you going to live? What college are you going to go to? How are you going to do this in August? And all of a sudden, August is right around the corner, okay? And I hope that many of you guys, and I know some have, had started picking up some part-time work, started putting some money into an account, made sure that you all had bank accounts. I hope that you guys are planning for your transportation. I mean, look, MTA is a great option, but I think that this current virus situation makes having a car even more important. So I hope that between February and August, when you guys are going to start, including heavily this summer when you have nothing to do but sit around in quarantine, really, you guys are picking up some work. Grocery stores are hiring young people. I can't believe how many young people I'm seeing working out there, because you guys are the strongest at this moment with your immune system. Get yourself 30 hours a week. Get yourself $15 an hour. We've done the math on this. It's $450 a week. That's $1,800 a month. That's $3,600 in the 2 months of summer. 2.5 months, you're looking at $4,500 minus taxes. Okay, $3,500. Something like that. Hopefully, you've already been working. You have a little money there, because I've encouraged you to buy yourself a used automobile. Your college car, in the $4,000 to $5,000 range, something that's going to last you 3 to 5 years, maybe even more. My college car was a $3,600 Toyota pickup, and it lasted me 9 years. It lasted me into my 3rd year of teaching. So all of this stuff is where you're at in your lives right now. Okay, this is the kind of things you need to be planning for. So then what? So now it's August, okay? And I have myself a reliable-ish car that's going to get me through at least the first half of my college years, hopefully more. I have a little extra money to pay my first bit of insurance. Now what? Now, and keeping in mind that if you're one of these people, unlike myself and 80 to 90% of us, whose parents can do extra for you, whose parents can buy you these things, you don't have to worry about these plans, okay? If you're, going to live in some fancy college, and congratulations, that's awesome, I'm happy for you, and you guys are going to have a wonderful college experience, probably an easier go at it, but this is for the rest of us, okay? Who didn't have that thing. So I'm going to suggest again that you hold on to that job, that you get yourself a college job. You're probably going to have it for 5 to 10 years. It should be something you like doing, okay? Grocery stores are a good option. I've said they're hiring like crazy right now, young people. I know that I have students who work in restaurants, who do Grubhub and DoorDash, who have already started working, for a family member's business. And I'm going to say that you should be able to work 20 hours a week, okay? I myself worked in restaurants during college, after I stopped playing basketball, after my 2nd year. And I lived at home with my mom for the majority of my college years. I'll get into the difference of what happens when you're living at home in terms of when you're living on your own. In a little bit here, but yeah, I'm saying get a part-timer, 20 hours a week times $15. And here's where we get into the fun part, right? Why are we doing this? 20 times 15, it's a grand total of $300 a week, okay? This equals $1,200 a month. Now, look, I've suggested, and hopefully you're in a place where um, you're living at home for free, right? So you're only going to see 1,000 of it, right? Because Uncle Sam was going to take some of that money. Um, and the first thing I want you to do is I want you to take $200 a month and put it into a special savings account. This is my 200 account. And what we're going to see here, what is it, Bella? I want to read, but not that. But that's part of her own. That should be on. Hold on, you guys. All right, so we are planning our future budget. We are looking at college life. I've also mentioned that one of the first things we should do here. Well, let me slow down and get back to where I was. So now we have $800 a month, right? We have taxes that went to Uncle Sam, and we have our special savings, $200 a month. That's $800 a month. That's $200 a week of spending money. And I'm going to strongly encourage that you have fun in college. Okay, you're probably not going to have this opportunity in your life again, where you have such little responsibility and such freedoms. Okay, because when you start working 40 hours a week, you're going to find out that you lose a lot of you have a lot more responsibilities. You have a lot of bills that are due. You have a lot of, you're not living with moms. You have a lot of time being spent at work, ranging for work, driving to and from. I mean, it just starts to all blur together. College are those years where you're probably, going to class, hopefully 3 days a week, set up a schedule, 12 units, 3 days a week. Work in another, what is that? If you're only looking for 20 hours, you can pull that off. Working 3 days a week, right? 8-hour days, that's 24 hours. You're going to have a lot of free time in college. And you also are most likely not going to have kids, which are an insane responsibility. Enjoy these years. There's your $800, right? $200 a week. You should be able to have a ton of fun with it. I'm going to now encourage that you take another 200 of that 800 and put this into a vacation fund. So now it's 150 a week, still plenty of money, okay, for your gas and for your fun with your friends, okay? And you're left with your $600 a month, right? Which is $150 a week. I mentioned earlier that one of the first things you should do, yourself a credit card. This is my old credit card trick, all right? Get a credit card at college, buy one thing with it, pay it off in the first month, take that credit card, hide it in the back of your desk. When you get future offers from the credit card company, rip it up, don't open it, throw it straight in the trash, never use it again until you graduate. And when you graduate college, you're going to have good credit. Okay, it'll be in the 700s. You're going to have probably a $10,000 credit line available to you, minimum. So now we have good credit, all right? And what are we doing? Well, we have plenty of money to have fun with our friends in college. Look, you guys, college is not a race. College is a marathon. And I strongly encourage that you just slow down and enjoy the ride. Most people graduate in 5 or 6 years with a 4-year degree. You might want to go on and get your master's. You probably do, right? You might want or a professional degree or a PhD. If you set your sights high and you just keep going to school, you're gonna get there. I think they say that 2% of people with professional degrees are unemployed. Like, this is where you want to be, right? You want to be in that place where you're not hunting down jobs, but people are hunting for you because you have one of those jobs. Healthcare is a great field to get into. People are getting older, and we have programs to support that. There are some jobs that are going away. Some jobs that are questionable on how strong they'll come back. Healthcare is not one. These are the frontline workers. These are the heroes. I always suggest to people looking to try and find some kind of healthcare job. Okay, so we have plenty of cash in our pocket for gas, for food, for fun. Okay, we have a $200 special savings account, and we have our $200 vacation fund. Let's start with our vacation fund. At the end of the year, you're going to have $2,400. That's my warm up. I suggest you travel when you're in college if you can. Now, I myself didn't do as much traveling as I would have liked to have. I saw Mexico and Canada and the Caribbean, but I never really had those big European or Chinese or Japanese or Middle Eastern trips that I would have loved to have gone on. And travel is much harder when you have kids. Okay, much, much harder. So if you can, save up and do that big vacation in the summer, take some time off and do 2 weeks and backpack, or whatever works for you. These are the moments that you can make these lifelong memories. I myself did save money, but I spent it on like smaller California vacations. Every winter I went to Mammoth or Tahoe with a group of friends. I love to snowboard. I snowboard often in the winter. I camped, often in the summer. Beach camping, I would do a week in Carpinteria. You have to book in advance. It's so much fun for me. That was something I like doing with my vacation fund. Okay, Vegas trips, Grand Canyon, San Francisco, just to see in our state and our local area, driving trips, right? You can do a bunch of driving trips a year with that money, or you can save it for a big one. I personally have done a lot of driving trips with my family ever since I had children. It's much easier than the big ones to do little weekend trips and camping trips and, snow trips and let them see these things locally. The big ones are hard when you have kids. So that's why I suggest going the big one way, but I didn't. I did a bunch of little trips, but enjoy those years. Again, college is all about taking classes so you can get a job where you make enough money to pay the bills as an adult, but also enjoying those years of being young and free, not being strapped down with responsibilities. All right, so that's just basic conversation about what you might want to do in your college years. You say, Marina, what is this all about? We know what this is all about. This is about your special savings fund, okay? Because you're $200 a month, $2,400 a year. When you graduate college, I'm going to call it 6 or 7 years, because you're going to get your master's, you're going to get your professional degree, you're not going to just graduate with like a communications major, which is not my major, but it's just not, you're going to be hunting down jobs, right? When you graduate as, a professional in some career, they're going to be hunting you down, right? So at 6 years, okay, 2,400 times 6. And I'm going to just I don't even know why I should have to do this. I feel like my brain should be much stronger than this, but it's just not right now. So I'm going to do the quick math on it because it's easier for me. 2,400 times 6 is $1,400. Okay, $14,000 in your bank account when you graduate college. Okay, if you took 7 years because you got a high level professional degree. My wife is an OT. They literally hunt her down. Her first year of work, she makes more money than I'm making 20 years in. And I have a good career with a professional degree as well. Choose wisely, okay? You have to not only have a job you're going to enjoy, but something that's going to be able to pay the bills so you can live the life you want. We could be looking at something like $17,000 in the bank when you graduate, plus you have this degree. Don't graduate broke. Okay, we've talked about this before. I don't suggest that you go to a college that you are going to have to borrow a bunch of cash. If you're in my spot, like I was, right? Go to your JUCO, go to your junior college, and then go to CSUN. CSUN's a great school. It'll get you in the same spot to get that really nice job as any other school you go to. If you really want a fancy title next to you, Go to that for grad school, right? Go to UCLA for your business degree, because that's all that you see on your resume, right? President Obama, Harvard Law. He went to Oxy, right? He went to a college that no one's ever heard of. He went to grad school at Harvard, and he puts that on all of his resumes. He doesn't put Occidental College, in Eagle Rock. Not that Oxy's not a great school. It is. But you see where I'm coming from. So don't take a bunch of debt, right? Save a bunch of money. If you're going to sacrifice by living at home with moms, make sure that you have some money in the bank. And what are you going to do with this money? Well, it's your cushion. Maybe your car breaks down. Maybe you're going to need your professional ride when you get into your more professional life. You might have to drive further to go to work. Set yourself up for your future in college, not only with a career that you can keep and make the money, but also with a cushion, just in case, because you will need a new car. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. All cars eventually break down. I hear that commercial sometimes. So what if now? Let's just pretend, right? I when I was 21, I made this decision to get a really bad breakup with a girlfriend, and I said, I'm getting out of here. I have a buddy in Toledo, Ohio, and I am going there. Okay, and I went there for 2 semesters. All right. Well, what does that mean? Well, what that means is that I was working 5 days a week. I was working 35 to 40 hours a week. Okay. I was living in a place where I had rats in my house. I saw this rat run in my house all the time. It was the very bad part of town. I paid $250 a month rent. And I didn't save any money during those days. Okay. It was a fun experience. Okay. But if you're going to make that choice, and if you're going to move out and you're going to go to school somewhere else, you're going to have some new fun experiences, which is great thing about college. Also understand that you might not have the savings, right? That's the trade-off, the economic trade-offs that we talked about at the beginning of the semester. And then you might put yourself in a spot when that car breaks down. Right now I'm taking loans, which is fine also because you'll have good credit. But on Wednesday, when I give you my very last Zoom presentation of the year, I'm going to be suggesting to you how we get you into a house, how we get you into a condo. We're going to go house shopping on Wednesday. And you're going to find, I think, that having a big, fat cushion is going to be very helpful in getting you into a really nice place that you're going to want to stay for 10 to 20 years, maybe more. So that's where we're headed next. My 200-300 plan is halfway done. $200 a month for 6 or 7 years of college. If you can stand, if you're comfortable living at home, we'll put you in a place where not only do you have this high-level college degree that will get you a job that will pay a ton of cash for the rest of your life, but you also have a cushion. If you need to buy a new car for, $10,000 adult car, maybe use some of this for your grand vacation. It's nice to have a cushion. Maybe, who knows? Maybe you'll need it for something else. All right. Anyways, I'm done.